So TP out, Armel. One punch would do it, but he's not a one-punch man.
Dude, it's like, it'd be one thing if there was some sort of vision advantage for OG, right? But playing against AA Veno, that's never going to be the case. Look at the amount of sentries played.
Blast will actually kill him. Thompson rolling boulders in, but it's a quick jump away.
And I again point to the Orchid, the two real targets for OG, right? They're Alk and the Ember. And by the time the Orchid was online, you had a Yules on Gabi, and you had a Manta on Armel. They're not targets anymore. And it's not as if you're going to be able to find the AA in the back of the fight. AU has no intention of being in a position like where he can be isolated or just cut off from in the back. He's just standing around his team.
They're finally going to do Roshan. 21 minutes into the game, 29 kills into the game for TNC alone. And OG have no way to scout one. He just profits down. Thompson, if he goes for it, it'll be a suicidal run. Cuckoo's already putting the wards down. Radiant scan, Dire scan. Everyone's aware of what's happening. Spectral Horn from Ana can get him in the middle of the thick of this, but they don't know the timing of Roshan. He's already at 1.2k. And then the initiation as she comes towards the mid lane. Ice Blast comes in, no telling Thompson gets perfectly hit by that. The Nova is pretty damn good as well. Everyone's going to start to tick down. Maybe they can get something in return. Cuckoo will finally die. OG can get a kill, but they're going to lose everything else. Here comes Armel. Durex actually just ticks down as well, as Armel just had to stand next to him, letting everybody else, the supports, get the kills. This game's over. GG. Not even 22 minutes on the board, and OG will admit defeat.
But you can see, if they had taken like that fight without being, 20,000 gold down, like maybe you got a chance. But I see it as OG gave away like 15 of these 33 kills, asking for an engagement that they cannot win.
Yep.
You cannot do this. And TNC, like they were memeing the whole game, like spamming chat lines. They're having a blast.
Yeah. They went.
lamang dumating ang tulad mo, at may isang pag-ibig na tapat at totoo, dahil sa'yo'y naramdaman ang tunay na pagmamahal. Iibigin kita kahit sino ka man. Ikaw na nga ang hinahanap ng puso, ang siyang magbibigay ng saya, ng tamis at lambing sa buhay ko. Ikaw na nga ang bawat panaginip ko, sa piling mo'y nagkatotoo ang lahat ng mga pangarap ko. Ikaw na nga ito, hanap ng puso, ang siyang magbibigay ng saya, ng tamis at lambing sa buhay ko. Ikaw na nga ang bawat panaginip ko, sa piling mo'y nagkatotoo ang lahat ng mga pangarap ko. Ikaw na nga ang hinahanap ng puso, ang siyang magbibigay ng saya, ng tamis at lambing sa buhay ko. Ikaw na nga ang bawat panaginip ko, sa piling mo'y nagkatotoo ang lahat ng mga pangarap ko. Ikaw na nga ito, ikaw na nga ito. Sa tuwing tayo'y magkakalayo, hindi matahimik ang puso ko. Bawat sandali hanap kita, di mapakali hanggang muling kapiling ka. Dahil kung ika'y makita na, labis-labis ang tuwang nadarama. Magisnan lamang ang kislap ng iyong mata, kahit ano pa ay kakayanin ko na. Basta't kasama kita, lahat magagawa. lahat ay maiaalay sa'yo. Basta't kasama kita, walang kailangan pa, wala nang hahanapin pa. Basta't kasama kita. Giliw, sana ay ikaw na nga ang siyang mananatiling kasama ko. Dahil kung ika'y mawawala, pati lahat sa buhay ko'y maglalaho. Basta't kasama kita, lahat magagawa, lahat ay maiaalay sa'yo. Basta't kasama kita, walang kailangan pa, wala nang hahanapin pa. Basta't kasama kita. Basta't kasama kita, lahat magagawa, lahat ay maiaalay sa'yo. Basta't kasama kita, walang kailangan pa, wala nang hahanapin pa. Basta't kasama kita. Wala nang hahanapin pa. Basta't kasama kita. Nalimot na nga ba ang ating pangako na tayo'y magsasama sa hirap at ginhawa? Ating tinapon, tamis ng kahapon, tiwala'y naglaho. Kaya pa bang magbago? Ito pa ba'y dapat ipaglaban? Kung tayong dalawa ay nasasaktan lang, alipin ang ating nakaraan. Dapat pa bang paglaban ang ating nadarama? Dapat na bang limutin na humanap ng iba? Puso'y nahihirapan na hanapin ang saya. Dapat pa bang ibigin ka? Dapat na bang limutin na? sa isa't isa. Kay daming pag-ibig na pinalipas na, pilit binubuhay ang pag-asa. Sa puso natin siyang naglaho na. Siguro nga tamang sumuko na. Bakit pinaglalaban pang ating nadarama? Ba't di na lang limutin at humanap ng iba? Puso'y nahihirapan na hanapin ang saya. Dapat pa bang ibigin ka? Dapat na bang limutin ang bawat yugto at kwento ng ating pagsasama? Ay tila nandito na sa huling pahina ang masayang pagwawakas ng pag-ibig na wagas. Ay nalimot ang ating pinalagpas. Dapat ba bang paglaban ang ating nadarama? Dapat na bang limutin na humanap ng iba? Puso'y nahihirapan na hanapin ang saya. Dapat na bang ibigin ka? Dapat na bang limutin? Limutin na. Dapat pa ba? Dapat pa bang paglaban ng ating nadarama? Dapat na bang limutin na humanap ng iba?
TNC Predators turn to ban.
To pull back what they feel safe or shift what heroes that they think are going to be justified, or they're just going to prevent like a hero like Alchemist being in the game that makes it almost impossible to win if the other lanes go kind of weak for the first 10 minutes.
Looks like similar bans to start us off in the second draft. Shen-Io banned on one side. That was the same as last time, right?
Yeah, so the
other way around.
yeah, OG's now second pick.
Yep.
So again, it's like the same bans that you can really expect. I wouldn't be surprised again if OG just bans Sanging here as well, because then now you just pretty much banned out the top TNC heroes, and they're probably gonna, if in that case, TNC might open up with like an Earthshaker or maybe even the Furion. But I feel if the Sand King's banned, it probably would be a Shaker opening from TNC.
Right. And that's an Ember ban.
Yep.
From TNC though.
It's because OG's on the second pick. Oh, there's the Shaker ban. So TNC most likely will probably pick Sand King in this position. But again, OG on second pick, they don't have any cares about like what core they pick. They'll pick Ember +1, they'll pick Monkey King +1. So it's just getting rid of the OG comfort. But also, it's I don't really know the selection. So whoever won the toss in the coin toss in the first game, but I think it looks like OG just wanted to have second pick this game because it was more. We've just played against TNC second pick. We know how scary their ability is to have an open draft until the last point. So I think OG now just wanting to take the second pick, remove this kind of big last pick factor.
Here's the other hero that we should have talked about when we talked about heroes of yesterday. Was Warlock was in a huge amount of games.
Was a lot of games, wasn't it?
Yeah, consistently played. Just very good for healing. Fatal Bond seems to be the popular skill now because it's actually pretty useful at all levels instead of just like by the time you get like 3 or 4 points. So,
but even though it was picked a lot, it did only go 1 and 4 yesterday.
We're gonna ignore all of that.
Are you bringing stats up on this?
Why not? I'm just trying to make this informative and helpful. I don't want
this guy. He comes in here. He has one day on camera.
I just
thinks
that
he can start bringing statistics to the panel.
Well, they're not big statistics. I think they're pretty simple ones.
Yeah, small sample size.
See, that's why. See, we don't bring them in on day 2. Day 5.
I think
Has would tell you.
I think what's most indicative about it is the fact that tons of different teams were picking Warlock.
Yes.
I think that says something. That says like.
Yes.
Somebody won some scrims with that right away, and then some other teams are like, "Oh, this is it." And they started playing it, and all of a sudden, it just like wildfire spread throughout the whole scene.
But I see a Warlock pick as more like it's a new patch. Warlock's forever like the simple +5. You already know exactly what it's going to do. In all patches, it has the same thing. It heals in lane. It secures a lane just so the carry can farm with the tower, and he has the big golem. So when you come into a new patch and you're like, "What 5 should I pick?" Warlock's just like the safe bet. So I feel right now there's nothing too much to read into it. It's not like, wow, the bonds change insane.
But why didn't they pick Warlock last patch? I think it's genuinely the bonds change. It's like it feels more justified in lane because it's not just a heal. It's like Fatal Bonds when you cast it, it's gonna hit everybody. It's gonna hit a good amount of creeps. It's like it's has less. You could cast it, it hits the range creep in one other hero that's not taking damage. You know, that's what it feels like.
Say that as well.
Like, Witch Doctor is a 5 that would make more sense with what you said, in my opinion, where it's like, oh, it's just a 5 that like heals and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I think the bonds change though. I feel like even though it's strong, obviously with the percentage change, it's still the same amount of damage. Of course, if you take the fights outside of lane, obviously you're gonna ensure that you do get the entire team, so it's gonna have its value. But I don't know. I'm still skeptical on this hero. I still feel it might be a little bit overrated at the start, and later on we might see it fall off a little bit. I can see that. That's all I'm going with.
I agree. I can see that absolutely.
And I think TNC opening as well, it's like the same star as the last draft. They've got Sand King, which can easily be a 4 or a 3. They've just picked up their support, and now their draft's quite nice, quite chill. They can now, because their first pick, they can now see exactly what OG wants to do with the next pick, and then start reacting. They're not showing anything too early, which then means OG can utilize their last pick as well.
Are you not a fan then of a core first 2?
It depends on the situation and the reason for the core. If it's like how EG used to draft OD, where they just pick it because they don't care, they're putting it mid, and then some teams would go, wait, there's an OD, we need to counter that, and they pick like a sniper or these razors or something. That's good. I like that style of core. Okay. But when you just pick a core for just like, I think it's good, and there's no rule, and then later on in the draft, you're like, oh wait, I've got a Weaver, or I've got this random hero that I don't know where I want to put it, then it's bad. But if there's a thought process behind it, then sure, first phase cores can be really good.
But if you're picking a core first, you're also planning.
You're trying
to plan further ahead in the draft, aren't you? Rather than just picking 2 safe supports,
exactly,
which you know what you style of play you want to play, so you just pick them, and it doesn't really matter whether they can or not.
Yeah, exactly that.
OG banning all illusion heroes in the second phase. What does that say?
The Naga ban though it has to be banned against the Beastmaster pretty much, because Naga v Beastmaster, the Naga just outright wins every time pretty much. The Beastmaster just can't play that lane. That's the main reason for that. And then the PL ban, I'm guessing that's probably maybe a setup towards the Jug pick, I guess, if they had that thought process in mind, just because Jug is a little bit upset when trying to play against like a mid-late game PL.
You just can't omni-slash and stuff like
exactly,
that.
Yeah. It's just too elusive, and especially when you have your Warlock as your 5, it's hard to lock down this hero, so...
You'd have no control against the illusions.
No, exactly, yeah. And that's the other issue, with these Warlock picks that I've seen yesterday. I think 4 out the 5 games, it was picked first phase, and as a result of that, enemy teams had like these Arc Wardens, these Svens, these kind of low cooldown run-at-you guys that can take over the game when you get a little bit of farm, and then the Warlock feels a bit displaced. I think the best game the Warlock was picked, it was when it was like a second phase later pick, and you could see the entire draft. So
it actually fit in well. I think EG picked it one game.
Yes.
I think Fly picked it once. I think they won that one.
That was the first game against Gambit.
Gotcha. Wraithing the pick. OG ended up banning it second phase last game, which looked pretty correct based on the fact that there was like a tree in the game and stuff, but a little different this one. But TNC's been playing a lot of Wraith King so far, from what I've seen.
I wouldn't be surprised if TNC maybe picked up the like a Nature's Prophet or something here. They've got quite a lot of lockdown already, and then if you have this kind of split push potential as well from the Natures, it does make OG's draft a little bit hard. Always having to look back, especially when you've got this support duo that doesn't have the most like insane lockdown.
10
Well,
seconds remaining.
they can do a double roar with Grimstroke building. That's all I wanted to say. It wasn't that great. Go ahead.
5
I was
seconds
gonna say,
remaining.
especially again with like the Natures, the Warlock can't really do much in the lane to like actually get rid of the Natures. Obviously with the trees and just being able to sit there and you can ignore him, which means in the Sand King and Witch Doctor, especially if you secure top lane, you can then be a lot more active. Which a point that I don't think we've actually made yet is about the double tome at 10 minutes. It means that you can have two supports that are so much more active on the map for like the 5 to 10 minute mark, and then they're not as punished because they can then recover with book on both of them.
That's true.
So
Yeah, it's definitely something we haven't seen very much yet. The double book, it's very easy to overlook right now.
I'm looking forward to seeing teams potentially pick these active duos that after like the 5-6 minute mark they can just completely ignore the lanes and just constantly go and make these active moves.
And they're a great rotation duo.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
If your other cores are Wraith King and Leshrac,
Yeah.
it's so easy to gank.
They
those
have a
lanes.
stun in every lane to connect to, so right now there's no way that if any 3 heroes combine in one lane, they should probably kill that hero. The only lane that you can't do it really is the Juggernaut lane, but that's obviously good just because of the spin. So.
And you could still kill him if you brought all 3.
Sure,
Like,
yeah, if
brought both
you did
supports.
actually get the stun off, yes, true.
They are a little squishy, slightly. Lesh, Witch Doctor, Sand King, kind of vulnerable, but considering that OG has pretty crappy disables, like everything's hard on their side. They have to do like Inkswell setups
10 seconds
or
remaining.
roars into right-click damage. It's not as easy to execute as what TNC has.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think potentially a good pick from OG just from their style might be some Pugna type guy. They're able to just they've already got quite a good push with the Juggernaut and the Beast. Just try and put the pressure into him. Obviously, Leshrac is a little bit upset against his hero, and again, it's a top 10 classic, so.
But at least Netherward's really good against it.
Yeah.
Could reflect a lot of damage.
Yeah.
They don't have the best Netherward hitters. I could see it.
They could also on TNC, if TA is TA ban? I don't think so, no. TNC could just pick a TA, and then OG has to potentially pick a hero that has to counter this TA, and then now
5
you're forced into certain like a Viper pick line, but OG won't do that. But I think it's just a solid last pick. Extra physical damage, a Deso Buyer, you got the high ground push.
Wow.
What do you
Wow.
know?
Who'd have thought? So now OG, I think they can either go again for this Pugna just to try and run at them and not even let, because again, the TA needs to farm like a Blink Deso. The Wraith King needs to go for like maybe a Radiance. All their heroes need a little bit. They can group up and just absolutely fight and not really care about their items. But no, I think Pugna's nice.
5 seconds remaining.
Is Pugna do fine against TA in the mid lane?
It's gonna be it's a sad lane really, but it's more about leaving the lane and just being able to group up and take the towers and forcing them to look at like the push. So if anything, it actually could be quite bad putting OG on quite a timer potentially as well. So, but I just like the save ability. Like when the TA blinks in, you got this decrep.
Because if Jug's like your only carry, couldn't you just like put a lot of lane pressure on him? Even if you don't start with a tri-lane, eventually put a tri-lane there. If you kill him like twice or something like that, feels like the game's over.
The real pick actually is Razor. If Thompson plays Razor, I don't think the TA can play this game.
He does.
He does play a lot of Razor.
So if this TA is mid, this Razor should dumpster the lane, and now they have all this tempo and the push from Beast and Jug as well.
OG did ban Razor in the first phase last game, so they're definitely thinking about their respective hero.
Yep.
I just feel like there's so many stuns and Maledict and stuff like that. It's not a straightforward Razor. It's like he actually does have to get a BKB at some point, and usually it comes a little bit too late. And if you don't get it, then your impact is a little weak as well.
I just think with that though, you make sure your build is like the treads phase, drums into a smaller item, and then BKB. You could even get the BKB early if like your timing matches your Juggernaut and your Beast. Because as soon as the Warlock gets 6, and then your Beast has maybe like the Vlad or something, you want to be able to contest Roshan, you want to be able to take these towers, and I think the Razor just has to understand, if it is a Razor pick, that once he gets the BKB as well, they can be pressuring high ground at this point. If he goes for this more like greedy build, maybe like an SMY or something, his timings are going to be mismatched with his team. So I think an early BKB, it'll be easily farmed, because Razor does farm very quickly.
I just feel like Razor would get out-farmed as the game goes long though. Like, yeah, he'd be able to lane well against TA and get stealer damage, but I just feel like a Wraith King with a Radiance and like a Leshrac and a TA, those guys are just going to like kill jungle camps so rapidly that I feel like he could get behind really easy.
But that's the thing with TNC's draft though. I think most picks does put OG on a timer. Like the fact they have this TA, Wraith King, potentially have the Sankin or Leshrac core. Like these heroes do scale really well. So, and then Pangolier, an OG classic.
So it's not going to lane nearly as well against the TA, but it does definitely gives them more late game potential, and their team fight has got a lot stronger.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's the same kind of thing where they like putting Topson on these like mid heroes that can lane kind of okay, and then they can do rotations really easy. We saw it last game. Topson was like the playmaker. Every time his ulti was off cooldown, he was rolling into somebody and taking a fight and giving some space to his corpse. So it could do that for them.
The real question is Topson going to do that thing where he played Pango and he was level 1? He then grabbed the mid creep waves to force the other mid lane to play under tower? Because TA under tower isn't that comfortable, right? So I want to see if he does this one play. I've seen him do it like once before.
Like
so.
he pulls the creep wave around or something?
Yeah, so he runs back, grabs the mid wave, brings it around, and then TA then has to just hit creeps on the tower, and then he connects his wave with his next one coming in. So
Gotcha. Sounds not bad.
It's a very big gimmick, and I think he's only done it once in all his games, but it might be kind of cool here. I'm just making bold predictions.
I like it.
Thank
I like
you.
bold predictions. Bold predictions are always good on this panel.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily ask you to pick out predictions of the teams that are going to win, but who's had a better draft here?
I think OG has an all-round better draft from the last game, so I think this game could easily go longer.
Right.
But I really like TNC's draft and how they've, in both games, they just had this nice even draft with clear kind of power spikes, clear win conditions, so I'm going to have to go with
Obvious, right?
stuns win games.
See?
Yeah.
I like it. Keep it simple, stupid. Let's head over to our commentary team who are ready to bring you game number 2 for TNC versus OG.
Prepare for battle.
The next level is the next level. You know what's cooking.
Simply stunning lineup for TNC, according to the panel. Kyle, they're liking it. We were liking OG until that Pango pickup.
Oh, yeah. You were saying DP?
Death
Prophet would've
Prophet
been
is where I
perfect.
thought they were going to go.
Dude, it's like just some method of, it's just utility, right? Natural Yule's buyer, tons of sustainability, add some push.
Oh, they're already looking for the fight. Like, you don't even get time. Thompson's waiting up on the hill just to block AU in. Cut through a tree quickly, and Thompson's just waiting. Again. Let me just stand in front of you. Paralyzing cast won't even bounce for him. Jump forward, and they want to give this last hit into Thompson as well, and they've got it. So First Blood goes the way of OG, exactly what they want to see. And where's this creep wave skip that we're talking about?
What, by OG?
Yeah, by Thompson.
I have no idea what he's doing here, actually.
That's what
I just realized he's dire, yeah.
That's what Governor was talking about on the panel before.
I agree with his opinion on the draft, though, because I think TNC has the edge. It feels so simple. I felt this way about EG's Game 1 draft against Secret yesterday, where you just have this natural way that the 5 heroes are going to play fights and play the game. They don't have any issues finding kills. You think about a team fight, Wraith King Sang can go in, TA is kind of your centerpiece, Lesh and Witch Doctor find areas to hit spells. And I do not know what T-Gov's talking about. I've never seen this
Hi,
before.
Thompson. Yeah, this is what I think he was talking about. The cask won't bounce. He's just pulling the creep wave, and this means Armel has to fight underneath the tier 1 tower early on, unless he can drag it back up again. It's a heavy amount of damage into Thompson.
But what does this accomplish? Like, where does he drag it to?
Back to his own tier 1 tower in mid, it seems. Armel's managed to get every last hit in for the creep wave already, so he's not caring too much about that.
Is this... Okay, I mean, hey, I'm just... whatever floats your boat.
Yeah,
Although, I
Witch
feel like...
Doctor is really hitting him down.
If there was an area where, like, I would want to be contesting the TA... It gets you to level 2 without having to actually, like, tank side blades, but you've already taken so much damage. Yeah,
Thompson? That was interesting, to be sure. Top lane, Gabby's also on the run back out of here. Seb and Jirex trying to work together. He got one quick blast from the Wraithfire, but it's not enough to create the distance between him as well as Seb. And that's also a clarity cancel on the Witch Doctor, so his presence on the top lane becomes a lot less. Yeah.
I like the OG concept, to your point. Like, this is something that they've done throughout history. 3 methods that they've abused, like breaking the rules of the game: illusions, damage amp, damage reduction. This is that standard OG Warlock lineup where you have either a Sven or some BKB core that's more single target focused. The Warlock Fatal Bonds help to assist with that. You've got a Beastmaster for further damage amp, but traditionally that mid hero would have been an Invoker. It would have been a DP. It would have been something that applies like mid-game tempo. Pangolier can do that, but it's a lot less reliable, and as you can see there, like his laning phase is not nearly as good as a hero like Prophet.
You know, it almost feels like yeah, they said it before in the interviews that we just want to have a lot more fun. Like in this, Death Prophet doesn't seem like a lot of fun to play. Pango seems like a lot of fun to play, especially with his recent changes. He looks a hell of a lot more fun. Thompson, he's freshly bottled up, can trigger his Arcane Rune, and try and force Templar Assassin out of this lane. And TA's not going in for that bottle. So Thompson will have the regeneration advantage here.
But he will not have the last hit advantage, or rather the damage advantage. He's already outmatched by
oh boy.
15 with our fraction. Once it's popped, Armel's getting every last hit.
It is crazy how much Fatal Bonds is doing on the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Like, Ana is spinning in. At the same time, like, okay, you say something nice about it. Edict. Notel's trying to share the load, but they line up with a double Burrow strike. This is Tim's. You know Tim's is going to hit those, and he hits it hard. Now Notel, another quick Fatal Bonds up. Cuckoo's actually dying right now to Notel because Tim's is taking so much damage from the creep wave. Notel needs one more hit, and you'll actually claim the kill in time. Tim's will make a break for the tree line. At this point, it's like, hey, Ana, if you go farm that camp over on the side, you may get the kill over on Tim's.
Yeah, the bright spot is, though, up top, the Wraith King is having a terrible time against the Beastmaster Grimstroke of Jarex, which is a surprisingly spooky lane, because you just max the Ink Swell on Jarex, you pop it on your Seb, and he just runs forward, attacks, gets the boar up for a slow. You have a lot of chasing potential in this top lane.
Tibbs is dead.
Yeah.
Tibbs is actually dead. It's just... Well, I was joking about it before. Do we hear him scream?
Notel literally just yelled out so loud we could hear him from 4 rooms down.
Oh.
I think I will say though, there's that is a carryover from Han back in the day, where we always had like, you know, more small and like intimate events. You were playing like across the table from your opponent, right? And there's definitely a bit of psychological warfare if the enemy team hears you yelling as they die. Like it's tough to deal with, and I think Notel definitely gets a bit louder when he knows the other side is in earshot.
Yeah, Thompson, a little bit of trouble in mid. Mel's going to kill him off. Oh, okay, no, disarmed, stay. Okay, now gets the kill. But you're right about that. Like, it's kind of funny when you have like these teams who used to be so close to each other. I remember like doing some of the SCA lands, and these guys, like, I saw Ferrari literally shout down the other teams. Like, they were only 1 meter apart from each other.
No, I was talking with Notel yesterday about this, because he's like, he was just laughing at, you know, some teams have got a lot of demands nowadays, and how he's just like, man, like, I get food. Like, they pay for my hotel. Like, I used to, you know, back in the day, you know, we were sleeping in hostels like 4 to a room. Like, this is great. I get anything, I'll take it.
Great movement from TNC. They're gonna actually claim majority, in fact, all of the bounty runes at this point, and maybe even a kill. Jirax going to work, but underneath the shrine, yeah, that work is not going to be enough. But as Tim's with no tail has to Burrow Strike and get away. Shadow Word is out. It is going to be level 2, so maybe enough to kill off. No, it won't be. He'll be fine.
Once again, your concern for OG is just Armel, because the TA is the hero you will have problems with, because he's got that ability to take out the OG cores once he gets the Blink Deso.
Goodbye, Jirax. Man, you're just going to be going down memory lane for all the old events, like where people got to face up against each other. Like the original TI1 boots, if anyone wants to go down and track down some pictures of those, like they just had glass between the players.
Yeah.
But some of the teams would actually rumble their feet on the ground to make the entire booth just shake, just to basically play mind games. But there was also a little fun thing as Ana, he's gonna try and get himself out of this one. The healing ward is down, but they get rid of that quickly, so Cuckoo will mop him up. Yeah. But just to finish the story, like one of the Chinese teams would have a habit of just rubbling their feet whenever they go for a gank, and this is something that Dendi was talking about, where they they could feel it and they knew the gank was coming.
Feel it coming.
Yeah. Goodbye, Gabby. Dying to 7 underneath the tier 1.
That's the first roar. I love the Necrobook decision from Seb. I think they need that tempo. When you pick Pango, you got a Jug. The OG lineup doesn't have the staying power of the TNC lineup. At some point, Wraith King, Lash, TA, they're going to get unkillable and just do too much damage.
Jirax is going to be in a little trouble. Like, he can swell himself up. Here's neutral stun. They just try and split up, but they both get stunned by this. There's no mana for a paralyzing cask. Jirax can just walk it off.
Well done.
Armel wasn't even there for the kill. He was there for the stack. But how does Cuckoo play this lane? He gets hit by Fatal Bonds and just like, okay, we'll have to walk away now.
And I will say, love the change once again, because previously you had to wait until just enough creeps were alive to Fatal Bonds a hero to it, whereas now you just use it for harass, and you actually have a tool to play the early laning phase, because the Shadow Word was nerfed so hard that it really can't be used offensively anymore. It's just too much mana. It used to be 90, 110, 130, 150, as you can see. That 1-point wonder is no longer really there.
Tim's, he's on the other side of the river. Probably doesn't really care. He's got this 2-2, but like it's a level 4 SK that's happy to walk up to Topson and Jirax. Because what have they got against him? Like, there's observers and sentries down.
I think you're okay with it, though, because TA can just continue to farm jungle. And yeah, maybe you don't get as much as you would free farming the mid lane, but nothing on OG is really capable of rotating to the wood yet.
TA is still #1 net worth. Trouble in mid, Gabby getting attack supports nearby. You can start with a roar and rolling boulder of Topson. Got the ink swell on him. He's actually moving up over towards Armel. Runs through him. #1 net worth. It's going to go down for TNC.
Well done by Seb there. That's all the Necrobook. It's after the HOD nerfs, I think this is the right choice, because you can already see, look how strong he is. It's 8 minutes in,
oh God,
and
Cuckoo.
Seb has a zoo with him.
They're just trying to kill off Witch Doctor with the bounce damage down. Cuckoo's taking so much damage too because he killed off the Necrobook. They were still connected by Fatal Bonds as well.
Yep. I like this from OG. You know, I don't want you to fight TNC when they've got an advantage later on in the game. But this early phase, when they're trying to accelerate and get all their cores online, yeah, get aggressive. Utilize this Topson Pango pick, the Seb Necro Rush. Like, you can't lose a fight right now, so just continue to rinse, repeat, find these engagements.
And it feels exactly like the classic OG. Like, oh, 4 people are fighting, where is Ana?
Yep.
He's farming up on bottom, he's pushing a tier 1 tower down, he's getting solo experience. This is how they've always run this for, even if it's over-aggressive. Like, we lose 2, we'll lose 3, we don't care as long as our big core is able to come online.
Yep.
I mean, they use that net worth. Like, Seb is #1 net worth on OG by a decent margin. But what does he get? As you said, like, he gets a Necrobook for something that enables him to do this.
And you can also see the interesting thing about just having last pick versus not, where TNC, they got a 10th pick outclass game. TA is not nearly the same hero with the amount of farm Armel has received thus far.
Traps are good. Traps are great. Traps are golden. Topson jumps down, disarms him underneath the tier 1 tower. Yeah, he's not going to take the damage from it. And no, Topson, careful. Oh, he's cutting through. Oh, the traps on his side as well. Here comes the Witch Doctor. Finds him. He needs to jump himself away. Bottom lane's having his own fight in the meantime. Tips is waiting in the tree lines. Topson's got the rolling boulder away. Or rolling thunder away. This ain't OES. Dodges the Maledict damage because of it. And the last pop. Oh, he's still up 127.
Not bad. Well done by Topson there. Although I do believe Armel had range on that trap behind tower if he wanted to go for the kill. But it feels very similar to the previous game. It's just that instead of having 10k net worth, Armel has 5. And it's just because he's playing a different hero. His CS might even be higher in this game in comparison to last at this timing. In addition, OG, they have that team fight edge. They didn't go for this, they don't have damage problems like they did last game because they've got Fatal Bonds, which also is, in my opinion, the best synergy with Grimstroke, like in Dota. I've said yesterday, Fatal Bonds is your true ultimate. If you pop your Grimstroke ult, it hits 2 heroes, and you throw Fatal Bonds out, it gets cast twice. It's 2 separate instances. You take an absurd amount of damage, and that's without any creeps or other heroes being in the vicinity.
You know, I actually like to start a campaign right now. Like, it's, I don't know if JJ can go to that little hawk that's just working its wings off. Please save the wings of the hawk. Why does it have to twitch like this? It's twitched for so long like this. Alright, back to something real. TP out. Tier 1 tower will fall on bottom lane, but save the hawks, save the wings.
And another thing I like about what OG's done so far is you look at the item synergies, right? The Necro Rush on Seb.
Look at it.
Can we focus on the game?
Oh, there's a butterfly. There's a butterfly. They're
pushing
with
bottom
him.
tier 2.
Okay, fine.
There's Dota going on.
I bend to your will, Kyle.
Hey, look.
Hey, there's another Hawk there.
Oh my. Look, you got the easy jab.
The Phantom ones. Connect them up. No, wait, they've killed off the creep wave too quickly.
I'm done. You're in charge of analysis for the next 10 minutes, Toby.
Only if a techie gets
I'll
picked.
point out differences in the trees, because I've personally always been fond of firs, and I feel like in Dota we've got way too many evergreens.
Yeah. Hey, is that a ficus?
Look, this is the thing about the OG lineup. You've peaked. It's 12 minutes in, you've got drums, Necro, a Warlock behind you. You can do whatever you want. And this is when I feel like OG plays the best. They have tempo. They can control the pace of the game and force TNC to move as they want them to. You don't want TNC to be able to play their game. That's when they look like a tier 1 Dota team. In a game like this, where it's more about map movements, farming patterns, item decisions, power spikes, it's complicated. This is where they struggle a bit, and I think OG can look to abuse their experience here as we watch this play out in the mid game.
Yeah. I feel that like obviously we're feeling like very different from game 1. Like game 1 is like, man, TNC is just rolling over this and OG doesn't like making a lot of sense. TP out from Cuckoo, that won't work. No-Tail drops the rock and Cuckoo will drop every bit of mana he's got. He wants to try and live. He has the regeneration room, but the Shadow Word was on him. So he'll die to the tower, but the kill still belongs to OG.
You're cool with that though, because this means Ana's like, all right, I'll go farm the woods, and now No-Tail, just with that Golem, he can deal with top lane, even with the Wraith King here.
How many traps have they prepared here in mid? They're everywhere. Running onto him with the army. Here comes Thompson, gonna Rolling Thunder himself in and back and just try and keep Armel permanently stunned. Even the Omni Slash being committed. And Thompson just keeps jumping through the back lines. Tims can hide inside the Sandstorm for the moment. I don't know what he's looking to achieve apart from he has Epicenter available. With the Hellfire Blast over on Pango, still jumping around, disarming the Wraith King, cannot use any of that physical damage he wants to.
It feels like a repeat of the last game, but with a different side on top, where OG, anytime they group up and look for a fight, there's really nothing TNC's got in the arsenal to deal with it.
Here's your connection. Jump on down. Everyone's fatal bonded. The damage output. If they could just hit one of these heroes, OG would go ham.
Huh. It didn't apply a second instance, though.
It did not.
I don't... Because the thing is,
when you said that before, I was just like, really?
Refresher, when I use Refresher playing Warlock, like it puts another one on. Like it definitely works. Unless it's been changed, like I just haven't recognized it. I'll have to test it. But could also be maybe that you need vision of the other hero, but I thought it's... I don't know. I don't know. It's an interaction I haven't got to see. All
right. Well, we'll throw that one to the Brains Trust out there. Find out how interaction works between Grimstroke having that Soulbind as well as Fatal Bonds. Goodbye, Thompson. He'll send his own body back to his side of the river. And TNC, yep.
And there's the Deso coming out. So, you know, Armel is still probably the strongest hero in this game, like he was previously. But you're a TA. He's going to fall off. And in addition, he doesn't have that ability to just walk at the enemy and be unkillable and deal the most damage. If he gets roared, if he gets...
Comes OG. Straight into Gabby. Roar is out. They're going to burn off the mana. 160 needs to be dropped below that. Well, there goes your reincarnation. Here comes Cuckoo. Rodovato's going to work. He wants to kill off the Beastmaster. And he's going to rip straight through them. Working with Armel. The spin is out as well. They're going to get the kill on the wall. Cuckoo is still dying so quickly thanks to Anna and Thompson. He's able to disable the Templar Assassin, disarming him up. Ends up being a 2-for-2 trade-off. OG were definitely the instigators. Someone to get the bounty rune. As now Thompson jumps down the Burrow Strike. It's going to be good on him, but they're able to get the silence out. They hold that SK out of the fight, allow him to chase down Gabby. They won't get the big one. They really wanted to kill off Gabby as Tims can hide inside the Sandstorm. They have no detection available, so it will remain at a 2-2 trade.
If you're okay with that, I think if you're OG, keep in mind that was going through the Wraith King ultimate, and all of TNC was there to immediately take out Seth. They blew a lot of spells just to get that free Aegis cooldown, and they still ended up in a 2-for-2. And once again, this is the strength of this Pango pick, where you can see the initial arsenal of spells, you only get this ult. TNC look to close in, Sankin getting there a bit late, but you see Thompson just TPing. The moment he arrives, this fight changes, and even though Armel is standing in the middle of the fight, he's doing so much damage, but he can't actually do it. Like, look at this. Look at that.
Yep.
It just spells. And in addition, the spin, the Pango Swashbuckle, like, you're getting rid of the refraction immediately, and TH just too squishy to stay in these fights. once all of OG arrives, at least. And now it's an easy Roche for them. Knowing there's no Wraith King ult, knowing they have this team fight advantage, they've got Golem back up. You just cannot contest a choke point as the side of TNC.
And they've got such great vision too, like these Beastmaster Hawks are up, they're seeing TNC coming, so even if they wanted to contest, they'll be caught out of position.
Yeah. And to your point, going back to Seb and his performance this game in comparison to last, you just feel more confident when you watch him play this type of hero. He's the playmaker, he's controlling the pace. He is a part of all the moves OG have made, and he's going for like this aura item. And a lot of that is also because he's the primary shot caller for OG. And as someone who's been a shot caller, been a captain at multiple different roles, when you're playing offlane specifically, it's so hard to do that as a hero like Prophet, because you need to worry about your own game. You need to be an Admiral Bulldog. You need to be selfish. You need to just let your team do whatever they want as you try and play PvE. It's very difficult to coordinate moves while you're microing trees and trying to ensure you maximize your farming patterns.
Thompson going into the Rolling Thunder. He got maledicted up, just was trying to kill off the Witch Doctor. Grimstroke will hold him there. She pushing him down, and Thompson won't care. A jump down with the Swashbuckle will find the kill.
Another notable thing is that TNC have no method of canceling a Jug Spin TP, which means Ana's very confident, just continuing to play this top side of the map, or bottom, doesn't matter. He can be the one as the rest of his squad makes moves.
He lets him farm so much.
Queued up.
He's actually going Radiance on the Juggernaut.
It's pretty good when you consider that both Wraith King and TA don't necessarily like to buy MKB, and in addition, it'll cancel Blink Daggers and provide just more magic damage. Also, another thing OG used to do, Fatal Bonds on Warlock plus Radiance. Oh yeah. That's some good stuff right there.
So everyone gets to burn from both sides, because Wraith King will have his own Radiance as well in the fights, and the item progression coming in from Thompson going into the Aghanim Scepter. He got Maelstrom, and now he's going directly into the Ags. Still get to see that new one from Pango too.
Actually, it's so good too, especially now that it only disarms. Well, so what it does is when you're in Ags roll form, and you shield crash as Pango, you'll do an AoE Swashbuckle, 2 hits instead of 4. But those can disarm, they do tons of damage, they can proc Maelstrom, and when you look at TNC's heroes, like these 2 melee cores, how do you actually play Dota in that?
They need that epicenter. Fire strike initiation straight in the back lines. The Soul Bind is out, however, Raw pushing it back. Lashrak, he's just going to die, surrounded by 3 heroes. There's still a 1-for-1 trade off a quick buyback, but it was the Warlock you killed off. TA has to hide herself for a moment. Another Fire strike forward. They need to get TA to actually attack something. Anna just moves forward, finds them for kill him, then even going to walk himself out. No, Tims will stay on him, but they break the Aegis Immortal. That's all they get through. And OG can keep the pressure up.
And Notel just bought back.
Yep.
He's just, they're just going to go win the game here. They got max door on
last one, what, took 22?
Yeah.
They'll give this one a shot. Tims with the Fire Strike forward. At least he gets to reveal his Blink Dagger in that last fight. The rock will drop, but Tims is still under the cover. They want this rock to help beat through the Tier 3 tower. And they're going to claim it, or will they? Paralyzing Cascades, a good maledict onto Seb.
Ana?
Juggernaut.
Ana? What?
Way too far forward. Isolated out. Cuckoo is Novering through Thompson as well. He won't be able to escape. He tried to swashbuckle down, but he'll die. And Tims, he'll look for a JTB Burrow strikes that tree line. He would have caught him. No doubt they'll find him there. Inside the trees, break them all down. An OG for a Tier 3 tower. I don't know if that was the commitment they really wanted to make.
Dude, I'm just so... look, whenever you cast OG games, you gotta be careful. Because they got a lot of fans, and they take it really personally if you criticize their team of choice here.
Okay.
But this is weird, man. And I respect OG a lot. I love watching these guys play. That was weird. Ana just took effectively poke damage, mostly from a sandstorm, and just died. Like, he died to the Sand King stun. Just getting distracted. They had they didn't have sentries. No-Tail fought back. He didn't have a sentry, and there's just a Sand King sitting there the whole time. You can just kill him. They drop rock, but there's no detection. It's just weird. They get the Tier 3, but they lose 3. It equalizes the game state here, and it also, the Aegis advantage is gone. Wraith King is starting to come online. Gabby's got a Radiance. Like, this game is only to get more difficult for OG.
Yep. And if BKB comes up on TA, this is where I'm a little bit more off about this Radiance pick up on Ana. We saw him pushing the Tier 2 tower. He got hit once by the Templar Assassin when he did that and lost a quarter of his HP. Does Radiance even keep you alive? Tims, Epicenter, Committal coming in hard. Thompson now going to go into that Rolling Thunder, a blink away, and starts his TP. The Inkswell stun won't be there in time. So they keep OG looking towards the side while the rest of TNC will find their other opportunities. Seb, if they can hit that Rod of Atos, no, he's just out of range. The Necrobooks hold him back. Cuckoo, he takes a lot of damage because he killed the Necrobook, and with the Inkswell, they actually slow him up. Sorry, with a stroke of fate. So Cuckoo has to bottle and just start his own run back out.
It's nice watching this game. Both teams have a tool to acquire vision. You've got the Flappy Bird on OG's side as the river changes color. I'm surprised it's the first time we've seen anybody do this in these games. And then you've got the traps all around the map placed by Armel, who's going to be finishing up his BKB pretty soon.
That is the worst color.
It's pretty bad.
Like it's like
I can't see.
It's like Silk Blood.
I don't know how much health the Dire Heroes have anymore.
Can you not walk over?
Ooh, DD bot for the Pango with the Ags active is very dangerous.
Can't wait to actually watch this work too.
Yeah, and remember, so if you look at the talent as well, he did go for the proper one, which is the 2-second shield crash CD when you're in ult form. And you just spam damage, and it's very important that Thompson effectively just, if he plays this hero perfectly in these engagements, OG will wipe the floor with TNC. Like I really want to reiterate that this Ags is an insane amount of damage, and in my opinion, one of the best 3 that was added in this latest update.
And I'm looking forward to seeing him use it. For now, like TNC are just pushing the side lanes, however, so OG want to have their battle, but Gabby takes the bottom tower. You've still got the pressure on the top lane coming in from Cuckoos, and someone has to stay there.
Yeah.
Like, if they don't, you can Edict burn through the tier 3 tower very quickly. There is fortification available, but you don't want to burn that either. Cuckoo begins his TP out. Anna can't stop it. But they're forced Anna to TP back, and he's still looking at this radiance. We're 23 minutes into the game. Yeah. Obviously, this is no Alchemist, but it's still taking time.
You got to be careful, I think, because OG, their big timing is when they've got the... There's no BKBs on TNC. But if you look at the itemization coming out, like Armel, he's a recipe away. Gabby, he's the full BKB away, but he does have the Blink Dagger picked up. And eventually, Cuckoo will have one of his own. You got to be really careful taking an engagement once TNC have those items, because like Blitz was saying yesterday, you know, no one likes to buy BKB. But it's a game-winning item. The later you can get it, the better. By the time TNC have these all online, OG will be outmatched, and they need to try and continue to execute, get the second Roche, and get that fight that they've been waiting for.
Well, they're looking for the fight. Gabby blinks away. His radiance is up.
And in fact, I wouldn't mind if they just like walked down mid and like looked for a fight here. I know it's difficult, but I think if you play this right, you have enough sustain and counter initiation thanks to Healing Ward, the Warlock, the Grip Stroke.
Like Tim's just creep skipped out the wave again. Like the next wave that comes through.
But where's the next wave?
Actually, yeah, where is the next wave?
Yeah, this is and to all Dota players, if you want to get better, like at any stage, the thing that's most important is recognizing when you kill creep waves. You watch these good teams, look at bottom wave. There are no creeps alive, guys, and they weren't killing it where the creeps met in the lane. You kill it as close to the enemy base as possible, and you move on to do other things. It's something we did not see before, like the TI3, TI4 era, except for, you know, the Animages. Now it's understood, like, hey, we kill creeps.
Now anyone can do it as well. Like every even the support heroes always seem to have some level of wave clear or some level of escape.
Dude, there's nothing more frustrating than playing a game and watching, like, you have a huge advantage, you're in enemy jungle.
If they can get this initial stun, and they can. Seb is nearby, but ESRaw will not be able to help. They were just coming over for the bounty runes too, so Seb will claim 1. He's under the cover of an Invis rune, so it's still a 3-for-1 trade-off with Pango down.
And I'm gonna give a shout out to Keen, because that was like a standard move.
Oh, they actually moved over. They found the kill. There is a quick silence out. Tim's is not too worried about this. He's got pipe. He just actually freshly bought that before they came out for this maneuver.
And not just that, Toby, they smoked for bounty runes. It's simple, it's easy, but it's something I didn't see TNC doing at the start of the year. It's just... The drafts are good, they're talented. Just keep the game easy and just play around the natural movements. You got Roche up, so camera views. I don't think TNC can look to contest this. They're unaware. I'm really unfortunate spawn timing, because as I compliment them for making a good move, they're going to give away this big objective.
Well, do they actually, do they need it? Like, if they fight OG into this when they don't have Epicenter available, when they don't have Death Ward, it's easy to just take the tier 2 tower and say, well, okay, fight inside of our base. We'll have buyback ready. Everyone but the TA has buyback available for TNC.
Yeah, I agree. And to your point, you're right. It is the right decision, because you don't have BKBs, and you're in a position where you still cannot win a fight in the Roche pit. It's the same. Warlock is probably second only to maybe Darkseer of 2015 in heroes you don't fight in the Roche pit against. Warlock, Phoenix, Undying, like anything that's got this massive area control, if you have to walk into the choke, you will lose the engagement, especially when there's a bird flying around somewhere.
Yeah, like you've always got to say like I'm being watched.
Yeah.
Like the animals are against me. And Cuckoo's done a great job as well of keeping this top lane pressured up.
Yeah.
It's always making OG come back to their top lane, and what's he putting it into? He's putting it into that team fight sustain. You've already got the pipe from the SK. He's going for a full Greaves with the casual buckle, which also helps just push out the wave for the moment. Seb, Rod of Atos, they want to go for it. Yules have to begin with. G-Rax has the silence available because he used the Yules to initiate. The Roar gets split through the Soulbind. They're even dropping down the rock to ensure both of these heroes fall.
Okay, also, I was totally right, because Cuckoo had 2 instances of Fatal Bonds on him, by the way. I don't know why it was that time, and the
but not
TA,
the last time?
Yeah, TA did too, but he BKB'd it off. But 100% there were 2 instances of Fatal Bonds. So it is as strong as I hoped. But it means that BKBs are even more valuable. Unfortunately, Armel's is on cooldown, and our Wraith King is still the full recipe away, and this is OG's timing. They're ready to go. They still have Jug Ultimate. He's just hit level 18. Radiant's active with Aegis.
Tim's is coming back now. Does Lashrak want to buy back for this? There's your first bolt over into Ana. Remember, he's got that Aegis, the Immortal. He's got the healing ward behind, and TNC don't have an easy way of just chipping away at that. So they fortify and buy more time. 8 seconds before Lashrak is back up and running. They get rid of at least the rock. A quick stun in with the death ward. The damage onto Ana is pretty high. He'll actually go down this one until Thompson gets the rolling boulder in. Ana will start to spin away as Thompson just does so much damage with this north, south, east, west swashbuckling boulder.
They've held, though. That was really well done by TNC. They're using their spells just because Thompson wanted to pop ulti earlier before the stuns came out to zone to kill Rax. TNC get the damage off first, so it's more of a peel. OG didn't feel powerful enough to pursue.
Starts it off new that Tim's is going to initiate in the Raw Soulbind again. Soulbind came a little bit later, however.
Oh my god, the middle I told you!
They have just destroyed them! That is the ultimate combination of pain. Tim's in a hard fight with the epicenter. Ana has dropped. Remember, he's got the Aegis Immortal. He's the only one down for OG as Armel's into the backline. They want to kill off Thompson. The damage won't be enough. Ana spins away to safety. A quick Wraith Fire Blast. They're focusing on the Pangolier. They know he doesn't have any kind of immunity, but he's got the cheese. He gets the life back up, and the Fatal Bonds is on them once again. TNC, they can't afford to take this damage. It splits too hard across everyone. Tim's Burrow strikes in, creating more space. They spin him up. Cuckoo needs to get back underneath this towers, but Ana spinning with him all the way under the towers, all the way into their home. There is no place safe like it. Ana pushing back towards the racks. Now Tim's, he has done such a great job just delaying this one up. Wraith King will die. He'll actually have his way back up. Armel, he's got Refraction now, back off cooldown. Thompson's in deep, the quick blink away. And obviously doesn't get cancelled while Refraction is up. Here's your Rain Fire Blast. Thompson, they have to kill him off. They have to push back OG. They're able to finally do it. The mid-racks is lost, but you saw the power of OG.
Slow motion replay real quick. Watch
Here it is.
this, okay?
Slow it.
This is not fair.
I want it down to nothing of a second.
So the Grimstroke ult comes out, and again, it acquires target early, so it's great synergy. The double roar comes out, and here comes my man No Tail. 1, 2, and oh my god! 4 heroes evaporate. Unbelievable, and that is why we were talking about this. Just like Warlock is great synergy with spell-based mid-heroes that are cooldown dependent for their sustained DPS, Lina, Quap, Puck. Warlock helps heroes like Jug so much. You're ult dependent, your sustained DPS can struggle. But if you have a Fatal Bonds out, the Omni Slash goes from, oh, if you reduce the damage you might win the fight, to holy crap, it's killed everyone.
Great silence. G-Rax able to catch up to Tim's. He was just trying to push out the lane, and with this, OG can go straight down mid and probably even end this game.
Yeah.
Soulbind is up. They smoke to get in as well.
Yeah, 4 heroes sharing 30% damage because No Tail talented it. That's like 120. Then you double it, 240. So every hero's taken like regular damage and then 2.5 times damage in addition.
Sure.
Good luck, have fun. And OG, they're still as powerful. They just need to hit that combo once again. Roar up in 30 seconds for Seth, but with Sand King dead, no buyback.
Gabby jumping the back lines. He's looking for him. Hey, we're gonna target.
Yeah.
It's No Tail. Kill that bloody Warlock if they can get him off. Now the stuns. Here's your Soulbind catching him together. Warlock will go down. So no more Fatal Bonds in this fight. But Thompson, now he can come online. Jumping in deep. A defensive heal set from the Lashrak. Armel's caught in deep as well. They can get the stun off. And this game, it really is over. 100 seconds without the TA. Raking the only one alive. They're going to kill him outside the base, totally isolated. They'll kill him a second time as well. Silenced up, nothing the Wraith King can do. Triple kill for Ana and OG. They will be able to claim this game.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't had the GG call. There it is right there. 1-1 OG strat worked perfectly.
I love it because, you know, No Till's interview even sets this up. You talk about breaking the game, right? Finding ways to exploit the rules of Dota, things that shouldn't work, right? I actually don't know what TNC are supposed to do. And you can see, like, what? They're just like giggling.
This is broken. This is legitimately broken.
I want you to stay, never go away from me. Stay forever, but now that you're gone, all I can do is pray for you to be here beside me again. Why did you have to leave me when you said